Hey, it's Frosty here on the AFC season rundown or AFC review. We're gonna look at all the kind of give you an overview of the AFC, draft potential, trades, teams. I'm not gonna go over every team because honestly, I don't want to go over Houston and teams like that are just depressing and sad. But we will go over teams that are depressing but have a lot of future. Like the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are gonna take Justin Fields number one. What? I thought Trevor Lawrence was number one. Well, all you have to do is look at the little Sugar Bowl and see. Oh, Clemson got smacked by Justin Fields. It's like he never was the best quarterback in the draft. Of course, I kid. I think Justin Fields is gonna be really good. I think he'll pretty much be like Kyler Murray. I think he'll be a really good quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, a lot of people compare him to Andrew Luck. I agree with it. You just better hope he's like Andrew Luck, but not like Andrew Luck, if you get what I mean. Andrew Luck was a great guy. He just was basically getting kept together by duct tape and the warm hearts of the people of Indianapolis. But at least he didn't go and play for another team, so you got that. So Jacksonville has a lot of hope, and I think the Jets are like, no, we didn't get Trevor Lawrence. We don't want Justin Fields. Yeah, we don't want, a good quarterback. But, Jets, the only reason why I would say that you guys have hope is because rumor has it the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be hiring Urban Meyer, the legendary coach, as an NFL coach to coach them. And honestly, I think he'd love Justin Fields. I think he would actually also get Dwayne Haskins because I think definitely Dwayne Haskins. You don't mess around under Urban Meyer. I don't think he's like Coughlin, but I think Urban Meyer's like, you want to win? Cool, let's win. So I think you got quite a bit of promise with Urban Meyer, especially since he's developed tons of players. That's kind of where I would say Urban Meyer is a great coach because he's developed quite a few players to go to the NFL level. Michael Thomas, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and Chase. Well, I don't think he developed Chase Young. I don't think he developed Chase Young, but I know he developed Nick Bosa before he hung it up. So definitely that. I don't know about Jeff Okuda. Maybe Jeff Okuda. I don't think so. But he's developed a lot of great guys. I'd say Ezekiel Elliott, but he got really good Zeke, and then I think the Cowboys ruined him. So honestly, that's all. But again, AFC talk only. So my opinion is, what teams do you see being like Super Bowl caliber? I do a list, but honestly, it's more of just every team has a shot due to I don't know if Kansas City can face a really good defense. Mostly because, well, I mean, the logical explanation is that I don't think Kansas City could actually beat Buffalo Bills. Here's the thing I don't get. Buffalo can get destroyed by Tennessee, but keep it close and almost beat the Chiefs. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay, maybe you have a horrible rush defense. That's how the Patriots lose. And speaking of the New England Patriots, the greatest team, America's team. Honestly, still better than America's team, so I'll take that compliment. But honestly, I don't know how I'm feeling because I'm already hearing tons of stuff of we're not re-signing Cam Newton, and honestly, I feel like the Patriots are in a very odd position because we can't tank because I think Bill Belichick will rack off 5 to 6 wins, so we're not going to get a great draft pick unless every team in the league does really good, and that's like one of the worst records. Where 6-10 is not horrible, it's bad, but it's not horrible. Same thing with 7-9. Actually, my predictions for the New England Patriots this year was at the ceiling of gold would be 10-6, which would still not reach playoffs apparently because or not 10-6, 10 and is it 10-6? Yeah, 10-6. 10 and so 10-6. Realistically, if we had a really good season and Cam was looking like the guy, 9-7. Average 8-8. I think that's the most common prediction. Maybe make the playoffs. But I said at the worst, 7-9, maybe 6-10, but I think 7-9, and we hit the 7-9 mark. So give a round of applause for me for knowing that my team was not going to be good this season. On and of course, I thought, hey, we could be on the upside. And then 15 of our players decided let's not play, which I fully understand. I don't criticize, but when you don't have Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung, and I don't like Patrick Chung, but I'm starting to realize, and I don't think we need Patrick Chung anymore. I think the rookie that played safety this year did a whole heck of a lot better than he did. But again, we still had Devin McCourty, we still had Stephon Gilmore, we still had those key players. So obviously, I wouldn't get too upset. So yeah, the problem is this cap in our. We got tons of free agents, and I got a lot of free agents. I don't know what I'm going to do with. I think the Patriots are going to extend Joe Thuney, or at least franchise tag him again and trade him, because I feel like Joe Thuney is a key piece that we do need, as well as we have a couple O linemen I want to keep. But Lawrence Guy as a free agent, I honestly don't want him. He's too old. I think he has maybe one more run at like a 2-year pretty decent contract, and I think he's going to hang up the cleats. And honestly, I am going to murder Bill. I am going to murder him if we swear we pick up Cam. Honestly, I am taking any quarterback over Cam Newton. I am sorry. He can catch the ball. I'd love him to play tight end, and I know this is pretty much just a rant about the Patriots, but I kind of covered everything else, and everything's going to be in playoff views. But I just got to talk about the New England Patriots because this is such a weird team that is going to impact the league because obviously, and I honestly almost threw up when I said the odds of Carson Wentz coming to the New England Patriots. Carson Wentz is the number 3 quarter. New England's number 3. Number 2 is the Chicago Bears, and if Trubisky's looking good, I don't think they're going to get Carson Wentz. And number 1, I think, is the New York Giants. And honestly, I think Danny Dimes is their guy. So honestly, that may make the Patriots the number 1 team. And oh my gosh, please, for the love of everything, don't do this. I want Stafford, Matt Ryan, Sam Darnold, and I wanted Nick Mullins. Yeah, no, don't want Nick Mullins. And maybe Jimmy Garoppolo because he's a system quarterback, so maybe that'll work. Of course, Dante Hightower will also be a free agent. Yeah, we're re-signing him. I'm not. I said the 2 guys that we're gonna have to break the bank for and pay. Joe Thuney, because the dude's a great left guard. It's basically like Joel Bedino of the Browns. So I'm like again, you have 2 best left guards. Obviously, you're gonna resign them. The Browns are gonna resign Bedino. I will murder them if they don't. Um, and we're gonna resign Thuney. The dude's played pretty well this season, pretty well. Most of our younger guys are locked up for some pretty good time, but now we have a lot of discussion and horrible decisions to make as we were. I don't know what to say really about the Patriots, except that we might be making a lot of moves. We have been in always big talks of getting Julio Jones. Obviously, I think we're either going to trade up in the draft or trade for someone. And I think New England is going to be due for some big trade. I think Bill Belichick, I'm praying for him. And I'm actually hoping that Kraft comes down and says, okay, obviously, this season was not your best as GM. Cam was not the answer. And the free agents, do I call them that? I literally only I don't think we had any. I mean, I'm trying. The only one I remember is like Lamar Miller, and I don't think he played a down of football for us, and we cut him. So maybe Brian Hoyer. Yeah, yeah, I guess. But I think he's under a 2-year contract, so we're gonna have him for next year. Um, Cam's gone. Please get rid of him. But we have tons of free agents, and we have tons of guys I don't know if I would want to sign. Like Matthew Slater, I don't know. I mean, maybe another 1-year contract that's pretty cheap because our special teams wasn't that bad. I don't think they were that. I think Nick Folk deserved the second contract because he is a legend. Definitely we call him Folklore because oh man, oh oh man, just such a great kicker. Which how's Gostkowski for you, Tennessee? Eh, yeah, he sucks. Now he does. But yeah, pretty much. New England has definitely the potential to shake up the league, especially if we trade. Now, the biggest guy I'd be interested to see what happens with is Stephon Gilmore. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Again, there's a lot of signs looking to like he's cut, and honestly, there is a part of me that thinks, yeah, I'm not against cutting him. A, because we have J.C. Jackson, and we have quite a few Jacksons on our team. I can't remember the other one. I think John Jackson, but I feel like that's way too bland. But I think cornerback wise, we're set. Depth wise, we're pretty well set. I'm not too worried. But Gilmore was like injured the majority of the season. He played pretty good. It was a good stretch where I was like, Gilmore is getting it together. He he held Hopkins to 55 yards, which is pretty good. So he played pretty well when we faced Arizona. So I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? This is good. This is good. And then he got injured, and I'm like, the only thing that's going to save you is a Pro Bowl recommendation, which he got, might I add, even though J.C. Jackson got like 10 interceptions for the season. Yeah, don't know how this works. I think he got more than Jalen Ramsey, although I don't know how. I don't think Jalen Ramsey played to his contract this year. People were saying he's Defensive Player of the Year, and then he kind of just disappeared, so I don't know. But yeah, big talk about the New England Patriots is pretty much because honestly, they can make a lot of moves, and I think Bill is going to get pressured to make a lot of moves. You know who else is going to make a lot of moves in the offseason? Oh, I know. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Vegas Raiders. Honestly, I don't think any of them are going to be as good as this team. Because this team's going to be one of the best. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm kidding, of course. Obviously, the Jacksonville Jaguars are still going to have to rebuild. But that doesn't mean I don't think that other team that they're not going to make moves, and I don't think other teams will be making moves. The biggest team that I think will be making moves is funny enough the Miami Dolphins, because I don't think they're going to keep the number 3 pick because I think they're going to want some talent. Honestly, Miami probably could go after Julio. I love Devontae Parker, but I think he might be better as a co-receiver. And I mean, it's Julio Jones. Now I know a lot of people are like, "Oh no, the owner's not going to trade Julio Jones." The owner literally straight up said, "Yeah, if you guys don't win the season, I'm going to cut you all." And right now, on most mock drafts, I see Justin Fields going to the Falcons, which is giving me way too many flashbacks of Michael Vick. But honestly, if I'm a Falcons fan, don't get attached. It's Julio Jones. People are going to trade for a big time receiver that need a receiver. Don't get your hopes up. And honestly, the reason why I'm saying this in the AFC video is because I guarantee, you know what? I guarantee Julio Jones, if traded, will be going to an AFC team. An AFC team. He will be going there, and honestly, he's going to make a difference. I'm not going to say he's guaranteed. I don't think any NFC team will pick him up, but yeah, that's all for the AFC rundown video. Pretty much pretty much like my podcast. Please give me as much stuff and information as possible. I appreciate it all, especially just because it shows me a lot of support and keeps helping me make this stuff. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay frosty. Have a good one, y'all.